should be popping up any minute. But what the fuck is going on? Alright. Oh, come on. I don't know what the heck is going on with YouTube.
I see you on your channel, and I see rules and Nerdquisition. Is it?
Yeah.
All you're having issues with? What is it? They hate it.
With Ghost Claw, yeah. I don't understand that, but guess we have to monitor the chat. Where's it? Where are we at? And oh my.
Oh my.
All right, here. So we are there, live on there. You're going to try to go live on the YouTube, not the YouTube, on the TikToks.
Yay, TikTok.
Hooray. Just hooray.
Hooray.
What's it here? Where? Ha 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 ha.
We got the 12,000 followers there.
Right? So I guess the only thing I have to do is just when finish this and have to, I guess, upload it onto on the Ghost Closet's own video, I guess. So this is what it is. Just a pain in the ass, though.
It is a pain in the ass. I wouldn't care if we had 12,000 subscribers on rules instead of 16.
Right? Oh, shit. What in the hell is this? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? What the hell is my dog? My dog's going crazy. I got a delivery. I'm trying to figure out what the hell it is. Oh no. Well now. Alright, give me just a minute. Let me go grab this package real quick because it is something I've been expecting.
I didn't need to know you were going to grab your package, but that's okay. You go. You do that.
Well, I mean, sharing is caring. Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring. Fair enough. We are about to go live. We're just waiting for Angry to come back. He had to grab his package. We're still waiting on Angry and his package delivery.
Ha ha ha!
And he's back. Did you get your package?
That I did.
Yeah.
That I did. And let's see, we're gonna go live on TikTok, see how well that goes.
Oh, we're family friendly, so.
Yeah, but sometimes you can say one wrong thing about, say, Spock. Harassing a bullying. Say one wrong thing about Kirk. Harassing a bullying.
Yeah, Kirk is probably off topic, like Batman. You can't talk about Batman either.
Right? Yes. So. But either way, we're just going to say what we got to say. If it happens, it happens.
Correct.
So.
All right, so we're a few minutes late as usual, but we couldn't have a show about nerdy stuff without having technical difficulties or just personal difficulties. But we are back with the Rules of Nerdquisition, broadcasting live on GCPR.live. Also streaming live on YouTube through our channel, The Rules of Nerdquisition. You can also find a duplicate stream on Angry's channel, the Angry IT Nerd. GCPR doesn't like us, apparently. We cannot seem to get that stream to work, ever. And we're broadcasting on TikTok today. So we'll see how long that goes.
Right? So...
It's been a fun weekend for me. Me and my family have been sick. My daughter is still sick. I'm just under the weather at this point, but getting better. But we're going to review some Star Trek anyway, because that's what we do.
That is what we do, yes. And
that is what we do.
And
what episode are we doing?
Oh, let's see. We are doing Journey to Babel, Season 2, Episode 10 of the original series.
Series. Oh yeah. This is the first episode where we get to see
so we get to see Spock's
the Tellarites.
Yes, we get to see Tellarites. We get to see...
Is this the Andorians' first appearance or no?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Andorian's first appearance. And we get treated to see Spock's parents. Spock's parental units. Yes.
Mark Leonard's second appearance in the show, actually. Although he's a different character in the first time he was in that Romulan episode.
Yeah,
the Enterprise was being attacked, and he played the Romulan. And remember, everyone was like freaking out because what?
Because he looks like Spock. Wait, what? Yeah.
Vulcans are the enemies? No, they're Romulans. They just happen to look like us. And hey, Star Trek reuses actors a lot, so that's not a new thing.
Sometimes they do. It is what it is. So.
And you know, on a side note, Spock's mother was played by Jane Wyatt, who passed away sadly at the age of 96 on October 20th, 2006. So let's just get that out of the way right now.
Say, God, out of nowhere, the KD ratio out of nowhere, starting right out the bat. And see,
right off the bat.
So everybody in the chat, wish Gretchen get well soon. She's a little under the weather, but she's powering through just for you.
That's just for you guys, just for all of you.
Yes.
And on a side note with Jane Wyatt, though, just to point this out, she does make one other appearance, I believe, as Spock's mother, and that's in your favorite of the Star Trek films. In Star Trek Voyage Home, when Spock is relearning
Voyage Home
things. But
yes,
of that character going on, because Winona Ryder played her in the Star Trek reboots, but I don't know, about 7 minutes of screen time before.
Yeah, that's about right. That feels about right. Yes.
Right. And then the other version, Mia Kirshner plays her in Discovery.
So out here doing the Trek Lord's work.
Doing the Trek Lord's work. That's right. There might even have been some other ones. I'm just double checking this because I've got some other actresses popping up here. Yeah, there were some other ones. I don't even know what's come from. Amy Acker and Cynthia Blaze also played Amanda Grayson. But Amanda Grayson is Spock's mom. You all know that. And the adopted mother of Michael Burnham.
Yes. Which we don't know about her now. We learn about her later, but
well, we don't talk about Michael.
We don't talk about Michael.
It's
like Bruno.
We don't talk about.
We don't talk about like Fight Club. We don't talk about Fight Club. We don't talk about Michael. We don't talk.
Bruno, Michael, and Fight Club. They're all off the.
So we don't talk about none of them. They are all off limits.
Considered a quarantine subject.
But we're talking Journey to Babel, so we open this up where some dignitaries are coming aboard the Enterprise. And then, they're doing their greetings and everything like that. And so within the first 5 minutes, we find out that the the Vulcan dignitaries that are coming aboard is none other than Spock's parents.
Correct. And if there's anyone out there that doesn't know, since we mentioned that we do get to see the Andorians and the Tellarites in this episode as well, it was the humans, the Vulcans, the Tellarites, and the Andorians that are the 4 founding species of the Federation. So there you go. There's more
bit of
history for you.
A little bit of Trek knowledge for you, because that's what we do.
That's what we do. Yeah, they're all coming on board, and Spock's not happy, or at least as unhappy as a Vulcan can be. Perturbed.
He a little bit of anxiety. A little upset. A little bit miffed. A little bit miffed.
Welcome to the Thesaurus show. Where we will try to
right.
one word and try to give you every possible synonym that exists for that word.
And try to figure out which one has the best fit to the context of it. Which they all do, but it's... And Sarek is not too pleased either, for some reason, and we don't know why. I mean, it seems like there's some kind of Reddit story that happened between them, so, we don't know about that. But it seems like it was some kind of family drama in which they are just not on speaking terms.
And this is something I'm going to revisit later, because it seems to me that at the end of Gilbert's favorite Star Trek movie, that Spock and Sarek kind of came to terms with each other.
Yeah.
But yet when we see Spock again, or Sarek again, in Unification, Star Trek The Next Generation, that beef has been rekindled. So, I don't know, we'll have to talk about that later. But again, we get our first look at the founding members of the Federation. They're discussing the possible admission of the Coridan system into the Federation.
Correct.
It is a primary source of dilithium crystals, and I just got to say that the Tellarites got the short end of the stick. Or they hit every branch on the way down out of the ugly tree. I mean, even the remodeled. I mean, because you can see clearly they're wearing masks.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, obviously,
the holes cut out. Like, did you get that at Toys R Us? Like, was that one of those little plastic masks you put on with the little plastic?
No, it looks straight out of a Halloween shop. Just
does
straight out of a Halloween shop. Yes.
It's just missing the giant gaping maw with all the teeth on it. But
yeah.
Even in Enterprise, when we have more modern makeup and we get a more natural version, they're still pretty fugly. Oh wow! Yeah, they.
But
they got shafted.
Yeah, they did. And so
I'd rather be blue and have antenna.
Right? I mean, at least you'd be interesting. At least something to talk about. Say, hey, what are those antennae for? So...
That's a good question. I don't think I've ever really dug into that.
I've always wondered. That's always been one of my questions. What is it for?
It also seems to me that the Tellarites' personality is as ugly as their faces. Because
they're very short-tempered.
They're very short-tempered. And they get... the ambassador, Gav, gets very upset with Sarek. Because he's demanding to know what the emission policy is going to be of the Federation for the Coridan system. And, Sarek is obviously concerned that they don't want to overmine the potential member of the Federation illegally.
Right.
Which, of course, the Tellarites are involved in those mining processes. So Tellarites stand to lose something here.
Yeah. So, yeah, it does make sense. But, still. They're very, very... hot-headed, short-tempered, and I had to Google it. I had to Google and find out what were the Andorians' antenna for.
Okay.
And
I'm all ears. I'm all antenna.
And it says here that what essentially it's for is for balance. It's for balancing. It's for helping see in color. And what else? What was it for? Balancing, gesturing, and color vision. So, in essence, they're almost like a whiskers on a cat or a dog. Helping with balance, helping with the coordination. To a point, helps them see. So, yeah. All right.
And I, in the original series, the Andorians and the Tellarites were just kind of blown off. I mean, we got an episode here with them in it. I don't know how many other times that they appeared down the road. I'm not sure how many. And we usually just get cameos of them. I just got to give a shout out to, the amazing Jeffrey Combs, who played a million characters on Star Trek, who played Shran, who I'm not a big fan of the show Enterprise, but he is one of my absolute favorite characters in that show. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's awesome.
He is the Andorian. So
The Andorian.
Yes.
And a million other characters.
Like I don't remember much seeing Andorians in the original series. Outside of this. It may have been one or two other spots here and there, but I don't remember much seeing Andorians.
It's usually a cameo to it in the background. Again, your favorite Star Trek movie during the trial at the end when Kirk and crew are getting sentenced. Oh, you're in trouble. Have a new ship. There's an Andorian in the crowd.
Yeah. So
that's watching. You can see them in the background. There's even a Tellarite that's there. There's a Deltan that's there. You get to see a lot of these species that don't really. They have maybe one major appearance throughout the series and movies, and then the rest of the time they're just background.
Yeah.
I actually felt that with TNG, they had a few appearances, but like DS9 is almost decidedly void of Vulcans. You barely see any Vulcans there. Even Voyager, other than the one, I can't remember his name.
Other than Tuvok.
Tuvok. And then the other guy, the lower decks.
Oh, the ensign. I can't remember his name either, but yeah.
I can't. He's one of the few recurring characters, though, because he was that character from that episode. And tries to mate with B'Elanna. But we'll get to that. I know you're all interested in some Star Trek hanky-panky, but we'll get to that later. Back to our show. We're having our reception. The Tellarite's confronting Sarek. He doesn't like Sarek's answer. It gets physical. But you don't get physical on the Enterprise without Kirk being involved. So
right.
Kirk got to break it up. He got to break it.
It says, Kirk is like, look here, if there's going to be fighting on this ship, it's going to be me.
That's right.
Only I can fight on my ship.
I do all the fighting and all the interpersonal relations with green women on this ship. Those are my number one rules. Number two rule.
Said that is my job. That is what I do.
Right. All green women belong to me.
Said yes. That's rule number one. But a fight breaks out, and the fight breaks out. They're separated, and some more shenanigans happens.
Yes,
let's see.
The Andorian ambassador stabs Kirk.
That's it. Yeah.
Like, you're the only one that fights on this ship? Challenge.
Oh, what? Yeah. So, Kirk and the Andorian.
You said no fighting. You said nothing about shanking.
So yeah, they fought a little bit, stabbed a little bit, had a great old time. So Kirk's ushered off into sick bay, the Andorians off into brig, and then all of a sudden we get this ship out of nowhere, like an RKO. Like an RKO out of nowhere with the ship just all of a sudden just zipping past them, like going at warp 10 and warp 9, warp 8.
We got a bogey at 6 o'clock. I mean, 7 o'clock. I mean 1 o'clock. 11 o'clock. Yeah.
This summer,
hey, for all of you aircraft aficionados, did you know the difference between bogey and bandit? A bogey is an unidentified aerial combat. A bandit is an identified aerial combat.
Oh, bit of distinction. See?
Yeah.
And again, we bring that to you, our audience, because why? That's what we do.
You need this useless knowledge to go about our everyday lives.
Right? Because that adds context to this whole entire episode. Just knowing just weird random facts.
Bogies and bandits mean absolutely nothing to me, my daily life, or my job, but I am better for knowing it. And now all of you are better for knowing it.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Okay, so Spock has got to take command because Kirk is out of commission.
So right, yeah. So Spock has to take command. Kirk's out of commission, and then all of a sudden, Spock's dad, he falls ill. We don't know what's happening. Then McCoy does his thing. You know, scans and everything. Does the tricorder scans and all that, and finds out that Spock's dad has a heart condition.
And there's only one person on the ship who can donate what is needed in a special procedure to save Sarek.
Of course.
Can you guess who that is? We'll give you 3 guesses, but your first 2 don't count.
Exactly. Who would have the rarest blood type out of all Vulcans? Sarek. But then who would share that rarest of blood types as well? Somebody that would be related to him, perhaps?
Probably. And it's not his human wife, so.
No.
Right. 'Cause if you're not a Star Trek aficionado, you know that Spock is only half Vulcan. His mother is human.
So right, and that Vulcan half just happens to have that rarest of the rare Vulcan types that Sarek needs. And so,
as logic dictates,
because
Spock cannot give up command of the Enterprise during a crisis situation just to save his dad.
Right, exactly.
The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, or the one kind of thing going on here without, I don't think it ever being said in this episode. Maybe it was.
Yeah. In a way, in a sense, it was said when Spock kind of broke it down to his mom when she was pleading for him to, go and do the blood transfusion, which he was like, I can't. This an emergency situation. The captain's down. There's an unidentified, thing that's just zipping all across here that we don't know what it is. And now we're getting transmissions and back and forth between this ship that seems to be circling us and somebody on board here that's communicating back and forth with him. And it's like, I can't leave.
So yeah, right. So then suddenly Kirk shows up on bridge.
So
and he's like,
yeah,
I got this. And Spock's like, wait a minute. You were stabbed. Kirk's like,
wait. I'm Kirk.
I'm Captain
Get out of here.
Kirk.
Get out of here, you crazy kid.
Go on, kid. Get out of here. You bother me.
And the second that door closed, where in the turbo lift, where Spock was going down to sick bay, Kirk immediately dropped. Oh shit!
Collapses right into his chair. But they realize again that they've got those transmissions. So Kirk is like, he was gonna turn over command to like Scotty or something.
Yeah, he was going to
Then he's
with
like-
Scotty, but
He's like,
at that second, then they what was it? One of the scans that they were doing that came through that it detected that there was a transmission going on between that ship and somewhere within the Enterprise. So narrow down where? In the brig. Who's in the brig? The Andorian. The Andorian, more specifically, the Andorian that tried to get at, get inside Kirk.
Kirk.
Try to get inside Kirk, through other means.
Right. Absolutely. So,
Yeah.
after a little bit of investigation, they realized that this might not be an Andorian.
Yeah, especially since one of the antenna broke off, and it has like a
They're
little,
searching him. Yeah.
and there was like a little homing beacon transmitter thing that was inside the antenna. So I think this is not an Andorian. It might not be an Andorian.
Right. And all the while, Spock and Sarek are in surgery. McCoy's trying to get this done. This ship is flying in and out so fast. Enterprise
Okay.
can't lock phasers on. So-
Right?
McCoy trying to do his thing, and the ship's like,
His ship's moving all around and shaking up and everything like that. And then Spock, of course, being Spock, I have to get back to the bridge. I have to tell the captain. No. And sit your ass down, Spock.
yeah, no, you're in, and I would
Yeah.
throw this out there before too, and we've talked about this because I don't think McCoy has done this enough. Even before Kirk appeared on the bridge, McCoy is a senior medical officer on the ship. He has
Right.
the military authority to relieve anybody for medical reasons,
Yes.
including the captain.
Yes. In which we've seen he's done so in the past. That he's told
He
the captain.
tried, and then he tried, and Spock shut him down in the Dookie machine. I mean,
Well.
the Doomsday machine.
That he did, yes. No, but I mean, we've seen though.
Future Captain Creepy's dad tried to take over the Enterprise.
Right? But I mean, yeah, but that is 100% correct, though. I mean, we've seen that where Dr. Crunch has plenty of times has told the captain, yo, you're relieved of duty until I say you can go back. So we've seen that before. We've seen with a lot of times where the person being relieved doesn't take it too well.
They never do.
But they never do, of course. And Spock was another one. And so doing the whole time, they're trying to get the whole transfusion done. And Kirk is...
question Belev or Thilev on the bridge, and he's just like, "Hey, how you talking?"
It's I ain't saying nothing. So they devise a
He's
plan.
like, "Well, he's like, give me some time to recall. The bridge is smashed. The computer's inoperative.
Mm-hmm.
Give us some time to recall the information on our computer." Oh wait, wrong movie. Anyway, same thing. He's like, "Let's drop power." I kind of
Is it-
float here for a second.
That's it. Right. And so they set a little bit of a trap. A little bit of a honeypot, if you will.
Oh yeah, and they buy it hook, line, and sinker. They nut up. They drop right out of warp, and they just come pulling in on sublight speeds, and
Then all of a sudden,
here it comes.
Kirk said, fire! And they and Chekhov let it rip. As soon as Chekhov let it rip, they just went all boom boom.
Wounded prisoners. Monkey shot, sir.
Said no prisoners. Said
No, the ship is completely.
No, but,
they self-destructed.
yeah. So essentially, we have to assume that when Chekhov fired, they were targeting their engines or something to disable them so they could question, of course. So then we find out from the Andorian
ambassador, yes.
that they were ordered to blow up. They were ordered to self-destruct, so they were never going to
Suicide mission.
They were never going to find anything out anyways.
No.
And to which then
And he dies.
He says, I was ordered to self-destruct too. And yeah, he dies as well. So we're left with a big Scooby-Doo mystery.
Scooby-Doo mystery. But Kirk can finally go to sickbay because he's overextended himself at this point. And
All right.
needs to seek medical attention. So he goes to sickbay. Surgery seems to have been a success. And that's when Spock postulates that, those green women you really like? It might have been them. Maybe not the women, but those green people?
Might have been. It just might have been.
Because the Orions were always against the Federation. I mean, they're pirates, basically. They're rogues and pirates, and the Federation stood as a major blockade to them. And we've seen many times, not just with this Orion, but Kirk and crew and Data and Picard have done it. We've seen Chakotay do it.
Right.
Pretty sure they did it at some point in DS9, where they just surgically alter themselves to look like aliens. I mean, it happens all the time.
Yeah.
It's about as much of a staple as transporter accidents.
Of course, transporter accidents, mirror universe, the time travel.
Our weapons are useless against their shields. That kind of thing. All of these standard staples of the Star Trek universe. But it is what it is. And I'll throw this out there again. Shout out to Discovery. They never had any transporter accidents. Sure, there were episodes where there were disruptors that prevented beaming, but people didn't melt on the transporter pads of Discovery.
Yeah. So it took a while, but they got the transporter issue fixed. And
I mean, even in Voyager, we had
there were some accidents. Yeah.
Twi'leks.
Yeah, Twi'leks. Yep. Then of course, in Next Gen there was Barclay, Lieutenant Barclay, and his apprehensions about the transporter, which a lot of them were substantial, because
they were not unfounded.
But I was full on kind of expecting when starting Discovery that, of course, there was going to be a transporter malfunction. But surprisingly, no. I mean, just like you said, there were outside interference, but not anything where the transporter itself just kind of decided to take a shit on itself. That never happened.
Right, exactly. So Spock postulates all this. It was probably the Orions. Their ship was only so fast and so deadly in the attack because they dedicated all their power to this attack. They had no intention of going home. They were burning every system out to dedicate it to attack. And as I mentioned, the Orions are pirates, and they wanted to sow distrust in the Federation because they were raiding and pillaging that system that was asking for admission into the Federation. They were profiting off the sale of the illegally stole dilithium. So we learn all this, and Kirk almost collapses. Spock is like, "What?" And Kirk pulls the old "I lied."
Right.
He has interpersonal relationships with green women.
Mm-hmm.
He does the fighting. He lies.
So that's captain's privilege.
Captain's privilege. Kirk to Spock. It's been 2 hours. Are you ready?
That is the captain's privilege. So that is that. But I will say, now in Lower Decks, in the show Lower Decks, apparently far enough into the future, because it takes farther than Picard, but not not as far as Discovery. So a little bit further in the future. So a little bit further, apparently that the Federation and the Orions came to an agreement, and there was an Orion ensign that was on lower decks, or lieutenant. Was it lieutenant?
There was also one in Discovery. There was also one in a Discovery episode. When what's her name? The Perky chick. When they crash on that ice planet with the monsters chasing after them.
Yep. That is right. That's right.
They are few and far between, though. They are few and far.
So they are, because they just don't like the Federation. I mean, that's just all it is to it. They don't have any wars with them or anything like that, but at the same time, they just don't mess with the Federation like that.
Oh, and endless confrontation. They could go to war with the Federation. That would be a self-defeating prospect. I mean, suicide missions are one thing, but full-out war that just annihilates your species. No, let's not do that.
Yeah. You know? It's like, I don't think that's a good look on you right there. That doesn't that doesn't sit well. That's not what the streets want. Streets is that's not hot in the streets.
Now what I like about this episode is, as it's ending, got to get Kirk into bed. Spock and Sarek are recovering from surgery. Amanda's upset because she's like, why? Well, as far as saving your dad, and she said, or Spock said something about, like it's only logical. Or no, Sarek said that.
Well, it's only logical, yeah. And
are you going to thank your son for saving your life? He's like, oh, it was only logical.
It was only logical.
By this, and Spock's like,
she's very emotional. And Sarek replies, yes, always has been. And Spock replies, why did you marry her? And Sarek replies, of course, at the time it was the logical thing to do.
The logical thing to do. But, but they smile and everybody giggles, and they do the little Ponfar symbol touching of the two fingers thing.
All right.
The best part is when anybody tries to talk after that, McCoy's like, shut up. No, you shut up. And you shut up. And then he gets to turn to the camera and smile and say, for once,
I finally got the last word.
Episode fades to black.
That's it. So I will say I definitely enjoyed it. I enjoyed this episode because it gives you the first look at, of course, the Andorians, and we get to
right.
So yeah,
like it.
Fun episode.
More interesting introspection into the workings of the Federation. Mostly to this point, it's just been given lip service and just kind of talked about in passing. Mm-hmm. Now we finally get to realize, okay, here are the major worlds that form this.
Yes. So now we get to see all these.
They're still kind of pissy with each other, but
of course. I mean, you're dealing with, of course, these different species or different worlds. They have different customs, and so naturally, it's while they'll tolerate a lot of other species, it rubs them. It definitely grates on their nerves. Which I can see it kind of mirrors our UN, so to speak. So
right.
In essence, that that they get along, and so they get along in the sense that they just want to open trade agreements. They want to kind of exchange goods and services, stuff like that. And yet still at the same time, there's still some of those ones where they tolerate it, and it sort of like mirrors the same thing as the Federation plan, the whole Federation itself.
Yeah.
At least that's what I see.
No, you're not wrong. No, you're not wrong. I do think that's a good perception of how it works. But again, we didn't really get to see any insight into that. We won't get a whole lot more. Probably not until TNG. You get a lot more.
Yeah.
A lot more detail in how the Federation works. Sure, we get plenty of how Starfleet works, but Starfleet is a separate organization. It's part of the Federation.
Right.
It's Earth's fighting force. It's Earth's space fighting force or
Mhm.
exploratory force. It's not. Yes, other people can join from different worlds, but it's an Earth-born organization where the Federation is a unilateral or multilateral,
Mm-hmm.
multi-world organization. Next week's episode, I don't remember this one really well. I'm going to have to watch it. Friday's Child? The Klingons are back. Something about pregnant woman, some pregnant wife of some leader of the world, and they prevent her execution, and then all of a sudden, because they did that, then now they're in trouble. So definitely have to sit and watch that one.
I'd started watching this one, and I immediately I realized that in this episode, Catwoman was in this episode. Julie Newmar.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Julie Newmar from the 1966 movie of Batman.
Has she passed?
I am not sure. You know what?
You see where I'm going?
I see where you're going. I see where you're going. I'm already on it.
You stopping what I'm spilling?
I got you. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Let's see. No, she is not.
No.
She's still kicking.
91 years old. Wow.
She's still kicking. So that one kind of messed up your KD ratio.
Yeah, I'll find somebody.
Of course.
Find somebody. But yeah, so I'm definitely gonna sit down and watch that one. But yeah, I definitely liked this episode. It was a good one, and it not only again the Federation, a little bit of insight into the dynamics of Spock's family.
Yeah. But kind of give you sort of like a gives you kind of like a brief viewing of kind of how the political side of the Federation works. We see the going to the different planets and the first contacts, all the different encounters and whatnot, and all the exploratory stuff. But then yet there's still the political side of it, in which that can that involves the other species, the other race, the other alien species, like the Andorians, the Vulcans. And so we kind of get a small glimpse into how heated that can get. So I would say definitely a great episode. Kind of gives you a little bit more in depth into the Federation itself, and kind of definitely add a little bit more character to Spock, because now you see where he gets his his whole Vulcanism from,
Right. I mean, for as much as those two guys seem to butt heads all the time, like father, like son.
Naturally. So
they're both obstinate, stubborn.
Just exactly the same.
Exactly the same.
So I guess it always is. It stands to reason that every time that we see them, we always see them at first. They're always at odds, and then something happens and it brings them together, and then we see them again. They're at odds again. So
every time. But still good episode. I enjoyed it, and again, I'll have to watch next week's in depth to get some insight into that one. I remember it. I mean, you can't show me an episode. I'm like, I can't be like, oh, I've never seen that one. I've seen every episode of at least TOS, TNG, Voyager, DS9, Enterprise, now Discovery, Strange New Worlds. So all the movies. I just need to watch. I need to sit down and heck, I've watched all the Star Trek shorts on Paramount.
Yeah, those are really cool. I really like those.
Cool.
Yeah,
I love the one where Spock and number one get stuck in the turbo lift.
The turbo lift. Oh yeah, that one was funny.
It was cool. Especially because Spock was all like young and giddy and kind of, ooh, I'm on the Enterprise on his first day.
Well, I thought it was funny. Was that number one said you should be asking me questions until the point where you're annoying, and then he starts asking questions.
Don't ever tell a Vulcan to do that. Don't ever tell a Vulcan to. They will take you literally.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I definitely need to watch Lower Decks.
Because, yeah.
I haven't. I'm pretty sure I've seen all the animated series of Trek, the original, but I haven't really watched many of them. I watched a couple a few months back, but I couldn't tell you. There were 2 seasons, so I mean, I was a kid. I probably saw every one on Saturday morning, but don't remember them.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's the same with me. Because I know I've seen them, but I don't remember. So I definitely would have to watch them again. But what I do remember is that it was good. It was just sort of like its own self-contained episodes, each one. So it's not like, you have to see one, because it's connected to another one. It's connected to this one, that one's not like that. Prodigy is. Prodigy has its own continuing storyline throughout the season. So.
Right. And that's another thing. I like serialized television. I like ongoing stories. Monster of the Week is fine. Once in a while.
Yeah.
Because there are some, especially in TNG, there are some fabulous standalone episodes when you get into the later seasons. I absolutely love, I can't remember, was it Metamorphosis? Is that the one where everyone on the Enterprise de-evolved?
I believe so, yeah.
Or not Kirk and Data, when Picard and Data weren't there. Or Parallels, when Worf is jumping from universe to universe to universe, and every time it changes. That one was crazy. Yeah, I mean, there's a whole bunch of good ones. I love season 6 and 7 of TNG. It's fantastic. But one of our TikTok commenters said she's always had a crush on Data. Since we're talking about crushes, the Rules of Nerdquisition will be at Comic-Con, at South Carolina Comic-Con in Greenville,
April 5th and 6th.
April 5th and 6th of this year. We will be down there in person in uniform.
We are going to
meet some people.
We are going to meet number one himself, Commander Riker, or Admiral Riker, depending on,
Admiral Riker. The timeline.
Depending on the timeline you subscribe to.
Right, I forgot that, I've seen every episode of Picard, too, so add that to the list.
Right.
There's so many now. I mean, like, when I was growing up, it was just the original series, and we had 4 movies. And then I think TNG came out right around the same time that Voyage Home came out in theaters, roughly.
Yeah. Because at the time when I was introduced to it, it was Next Gen and number 4 of the movies. And then subsequently, I kind of had to backtrack and watch all of the rest of the movies and eventually the series.
The series, but
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to Comic-Con. I'm a little confused as I'm looking at the tickets now. I mean, I know we bought the VIP passes.
Yeah.
Some of these people have, I don't know if the charges for their photo ops are included in the ticket that you buy. Some of them seem to have different prices under their names. I'm a little confused. I'm going to have to check into that and make sure that.
Yeah, I thought that was odd. I thought it was. I'm not sure if it's extra for some of them. The only thing I was worried about if Jonathan Frakes had an extra charge on his, but I didn't see any. Not for him.
Not on that list, which is interesting. So, but yeah, I'm wondering because, I mean, I think you still have access to the media. You still have access to the media line.
Yes.
You still get to meet them.
Yes.
When I look at the list on that website, it says these are pro photo ops. I don't need selfie is fine. I can do it with my phone. I don't need somebody to take like professional photos. This is my high school graduation photos, right?
Yeah.
Like that, you know.
Now it has here. It says Jonathan Frakes Pro Photo Op is $70. Group A $70. I'm not paying $70 not for a picture.
No.
So I'll
picture. It just may not be a pro. I just don't know what the pro photos are. Because I mean, you can see here that like it says Matt and Jeff Hardy tag team with belts. Pro photo op is $145. If you go to the list of tickets under VIP, though, like if you were ordering one Jonathan Frakes is not on that list, and the Hardy Boys have two different options. You can either get pictures with either one for an additional, like Jeff Hardy's like $60, where Matt's only $20. Sorry, Matt. I guess you're just not that cool.
Well, people like Jeff more. That's all.
But you can get both for $120, and that's just under the VIP.
Yeah.
Jonathan Frakes is not listed on that list. So I'm wondering if you can still just get standard photos with him. He's got to be. He's one of the biggest names that's going to be there. And I love John Delancey, but why is he $5 more expensive for a pro than Jonathan Frakes?
Right? I mean...
You're Q, yeah, but you were number one.
Yeah, I mean, Q, you were only there on occasion. Jonathan Frakes was there on day one. He been there day one, making it so.
I'd be more likely to pay $75 for Luigi's brother.
Oh right.
Certainly not. I'm sorry, Dean Cain. Nah, bro.
Oh hell no.
You're probably going to donate it to your church anyway, and I'm not even happening here. Sorry. You are.
Hell no.
The kind of person I would want to meet.
And out of all of the Supermen, why that one? Like, out of all of them, like Brandon Routh wasn't available? Come on. I know Brandon Routh had to have been available. As you're telling me, the only one that was available to come to South Carolina was Dean Cain. Really? Really?
Yeah. I'm not sure about that, so I don't know. I might have to email them or look into it, something like that. So, but yeah, these are like if you're looking at the celebrity photo ops, the pro list. If you click on add-ons, it's like extra prints, photo op, or autographed frame. There's like a whole bunch of them.
Jesus. Yeah. No.
Oh, and it's from a specific company called TOS. So yeah, these are professional.
Oh, these are, yeah. So needless to say, we could probably just get away with like
autograph.
Yeah, get an autograph and like, you know, hey, Gretchen, take my picture. And then I'll just say, you know, hey, I'll do the same for you. Hey, take our picture.
Right. Exactly. You know, I'll have to look a little more into that just to see, like, 'cause again, looking at the tickets, The passes we bought, VIP Saturday, Sunday, you get the exclusive comic, T-shirt, 30-minute early entry both days, and
Mm-hmm.
fast pass line in the media area, which I'm
Yes.
assuming is where they're doing the autographs. So, but again,
But
breaks is not on that list.
but yes, and if you all, want to come and holler at us, April 5th and 6th, Greenville, South Carolina, Comic-Con, we will be there. But I mean, don't literally like holler at us for real. I mean, just come and say hello.
Walk up.
Walk up.
Walk up and say hi.
Just walk up and say hello, respectfully.
General admission tickets for both days. It's 30 for Sunday or 30 for Saturday and 25 for Sunday. So I mean, or $40 for general admission both days. So you'll be able to see us. We don't have special photo op prices. We're just there for the good of the people.
Right. So, yeah.
I don't know why you'd want an autograph, but if you want one, I won't charge you for it.
But yes, vampires, be friendly, not scary.
Exactly. But I'll be working up some flyers or something like that for the Rules of Nerdquisition, something we can pass out. Because we'll be in a place where the people in attendance with people who actually listen to this show.
Yes. Right.
So it's time to reach our core audience out there.
And
more fans.
I will be bringing gifts for you specifically, Gretchen. I will be bringing gifts.
I'm bringing gifts as well for you and our other tag along who's not going to the Comic-Con with us, but hey, we're only to Comic-Con till 6 each day, so.
Right. And besides, she has her own itinerary.
Yeah, we're partying at night, and it does not include Pickle Crowd House.
Does not. No.
It does not include the Pickle Crowd House. That being said, it is almost 4 o'clock, so let's reset the show. This is the Rules of Nerdquisition. We are broadcasting live on GCPR. We are streaming live on TikTok, on our GCPR TikTok channel. We are also streaming live on the Rules of Nerdquisition on YouTube. GCPR does not like us. I don't know why it's not working. And we are also streaming on Angry's channel, Angry IT Nerd. So check us out there. And as soon as I get off my butt and get the last couple episodes and this one online, we also broadcast our podcast version after the shows on Spotify and also Apple Podcasts. Find us, Rules of Nerdquisition. It's not hard. Check us out there.
So we're everywhere,
We're trying to be. I still want to be on Ghost Call. Come on, man. What's happening there? But it is what it is.
I don't know what's going on with that. It is what it is, yeah. So, but yeah, it looks like this is it's going to be fun. It is definitely going to be fun going seeing all of the famous peoples. Hanging out with, hanging out with the prettiest lady on the internet.
I am still trying to figure out when does Star Trek Strange New Worlds Season 3 debut. All we know is that it's this year sometime. They left off on a pretty serious cliffhanger, so I kind of need to know what's going on.
Yeah. It probably more like it will be maybe around the summer.
Well, I hope so.
Let's see.
I need some new Star Trek. I guess I could just start watching Lower Decks. Get that out of the way. I need, especially now after we've had an actual crossover episode with Strange New Worlds. Where two characters from Lower Decks came through to this side. I was like, whoa. I did not see that coming. This was, about a few weeks ago when I realized that I had not actually seen, the entire second season.
Oh, of Strange New Worlds. When it came to...
when it came to the fact that I have now decided that oh my gosh, Subspace Rhapsody is probably my favorite Star Trek episode of all time. I know all the songs. I've watched it a dozen times. I sing along with it every time.
And that is that's one episode where I normally hate musicals. I normally hate them with a passion. But this is one where, yeah, it was music and it had singing, but it acknowledged that it wasn't just like all of a sudden randomly, oh, and they started singing. Where it's like, wait, why am I singing? What is this?
Very much in the spirit of and I'm not a Buffy fan necessarily, but it was very much in the spirit of the Buffy musical. In that show, there was a demon or something that was causing them all to sing.
Yeah, I remember that.
The
Yeah,
Star Trek episode, which was some rift in space, which was causing them to sing. So yeah, there's a couple of Tribble episodes. Vampirus, Trouble with Tribbles is the original, obviously. Can somebody please close that door?
Right.
But then Trials and Tribulations, which is a DS9 episode where they went back in time and kind of interwove the two series.
Yeah, that one.
That was fun. That was a fun one.
And
especially O'Brien and them got to get involved in the bar fight after the Klingons called the Enterprise a garbage scow, and Scotty got all mad.
All right. And Odo asked for a Ractigino. And so I said,
yeah, and they're like,
what? Said, what? A what? What's a Ractigino? Said, Klingon tea. He said, oh, the only ones that asked for Ractigino were those Klingons over there. And you see Worf, and they look at Worf, and Worf goes, we don't talk about that.
Right. But again, they acknowledge.
They acknowledge, yeah.
Klingons in the original series did not have the
ridges. Yeah, they didn't have the cranial ridges, and they didn't have, the jagged teeth, or they didn't have any of that.
They had vaguely looking Klingon uniforms and goatees.
Right. But yeah, and then that was a fun episode.
Was it? I think it was Enterprise that actually addressed that whole situation. Was it Phlox that got kidnapped by the Klingons, and they were trying to get him to cure it? Because they had done something to themselves to blend in with humans. That's why they did it initially.
I'm not sure. I haven't got to that part yet.
Okay, you finished it.
But I mean, here's the thing. I've been dragging my feet with Enterprise.
It's
just.
Where are you at?
Like mid-season 2.
Mid-season 2.
So it had to be like I'm maybe like season 3, I guess. I'm not sure, but I'm not in a rush to finish Enterprise.
No, I understand. I'm just curious. Why are all these in Spanish? I looked it up on Google and everything is in Spanish. Okay. I mean, I don't mind inclusion. I don't mind DEI. I don't mind. But I need to be able to read. I don't read Spanish. I don't.
Right. Kind of would help, if you could. But, hey.
You may not have gotten to it then. So you've not seen the episode Regeneration yet? The one with the Borg?
No.
That's a good one.
Well, pretty much most episodes with the Borg are good ones. So.
Yeah. essentially in this episode that they find the wreckage of the Borg sphere from the Zephram Cochrane incident with the Enterprise D.
Yeah. Okay.
Enterprise E crew.
Yeah.
And they accidentally revive some of them.
Oh man.
And they steal a shuttle and try to escape Earth, and the Enterprise and X-01 is tasked with taking them out. You never really learn anything about the Borg. At least the Enterprise crew doesn't. So it's not like they have future knowledge of what they are.
Right.
But they end up destroying them, and they're like, I don't know what happened, but they sent a signal. And they're like, where? But Paul's like, where'd they send it? And, Archer's like, somewhere in the Delta Quadrant. She's like, well, at least it'll be like hundreds of years before they get it. And he's like,
Perhaps, yeah. So, I don't know.
But they do reference Zephram Cochrane, though, and they're like, Archer in one scene, he's like, oh, I couldn't put my finger on it, but I remember once I was at a symposium and he was talking, and he was going off on this rant about these cybernetic creatures from the future and these humans that came back to stop him. And Paul was like, he was often intoxicated, right? It's one of the few really good episodes. You need to check it out, even if I just shared the whole plot with you.
It doesn't matter. I'm going to watch it anyway. So
it is one of the better ones.
But I
like the ones with the Romulans with the drone ship they were using. I don't know if you've gotten any of those yet. I won't dig into that. That's multiple episodes.
Cool. Yeah, I'll definitely. I'm gonna check it out. I said, I think the thing with Enterprise is the timing on it and when it came out. Like it's not a bad series, but up until that point, we had already gotten used to, the transporters. We got used to, to phasers and not having any problems with translator, with the universal translator,
right.
Not having problems with that, so
2 seasons just to develop a photonic torpedo, not even a photon torpedo. My biggest gripe when Enterprise came out was I said exactly this. I said, stop going back in time. I want you to take Star Trek 1,000 years in the future. I want to see amazing technology in the future. And I never got that. We never got that until Discovery Season 3.
Right. And I totally agree. And I think that's the main thing with Enterprise is because of the timing when it came out. Like, again, it's not bad, but it could have been just a series of movies. Just kind of give you, for me, it could have been just like three, maybe 4 movies of the trials of the Enterprise, NX-01, when it's maiden voyage, and then, what happens, and each film could be, whatever year in the mission that they're in, so it'd be 5 films, so 5-year mission. So first year that, it could have been reduced down to that. And I think it would have been a lot easier accepted by audiences than a series, because, and you've talked about it on text, is that a lot of the episodes weren't necessary. So
yeah, there were 98 episodes of Star Trek Enterprise, so 98 hours. We could have wrapped up everything in my opinion in about 10 hours. And I would even narrow it down more. I say you could do a trilogy. I say you do the first movie. It's about the basic foundations of Starfleet and the Enterprise's maiden voyage and all the affairs with the Vulcans and their early trials in space. Second season is the Xindi thing. which you will get to with season 3. The whole season 3 is one serialized story about an attack on Earth from a group of aliens in another system and our involvement in that, and them not wanting us to be in space. And then the third movie would be the foundation of the Federation, all the trials and drama between the different races and coming together at the end of the movie to form the foundation.
Right.
You could have wrapped it up in a trilogy. But as we spoke with Joseph the Platypus last week from another fracking podcast on our show, as we do agree with him, our list of captains. I'm sorry, Quantum Leap was a good show. Everyone loves Quantum Leap.
Yeah.
But Archer's at the bottom of my list when it comes to my favorite captains. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. I mean, like again, I've said that Archer, he's a captain and he's there. That's about it.
There. And Vampirus, I can totally get you with the ADHD thing. I have it too. I tend to watch a lot of my Star Trek since I work remotely at home and I don't talk to anybody. I'm on just doing math all day. I will log into Paramount Plus on my laptop and I will just pick a series or a movie and I will just let it go. So I may not absorb it all as I'm doing other things, but I'll watch it.
Yeah, in the background, yeah.
I'm rewatching Voyager again. And the more I watch Voyager, the more I love Janeway.
Absolutely.
I love Janeway.
And I just and a lot of it I don't get about why the hate that Janeway always got.
As a woman.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'll just say is that she was such a great captain. She was such a great captain. And the Voyager was such a great show.
I think that was even Voyager I was binging. I was going through Q episodes from various series.
Okay.
Q-less is a great one from DS9 because I love the little thing when Q gets snarky and he's got the mustache. He's like, put him up. And then, Cisco knocks him down. And he's like, Picard never hit me. And Cisco's like, not Picard.
All right. And Vampires, yes.
Picard, I will knock you on your butt.
Yeah, Vampires, yes. The I need coffee lady, yes.
Coffee, black, all the time.
Say coffee, black. Captain, we're having a coffee, black.
Now I got to think about it. So you've got Janeway and her coffee. You've got Picard and his Earl Grey.
Right.
I don't know that Cisco had a drink preference.
I'm not sure if he did or not, but I do know he did have a food.
He was one of several people that drank Ractigino, which is Klingon coffee.
Yeah. He is famous for Ractigino, but I think he's more famous for cooking. Yeah.
His dad's got that restaurant. He's got the famous jambalaya that they make, which now I want some jambalaya.
Right? It's like he.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Did Kirk really have a drink? I don't think Kirk had a drink.
Romulan ale.
Probably Romulan ale. Yeah.
Sorry and Brandy. That was a popular one.
Yeah. Yeah, he did enjoy some Sorry and Brandy. Yeah, he did.
Scotty likes scotch. Jonathan Archer enjoys iced tea, coffee, and a Dorian ale. But he does prefer sweet iced tea.
Of course he does. Of course he likes sweet iced tea.
He's the most vanilla of all the captains. So of course
he likes sweet iced tea.
AI overview. Captain Kirk from Star Trek prefers drinks that are illegal or scandalous, such as Sorry and Brandy or Romulan ale. Of course he does.
Of course, Captain Kirk likes the illegal shit.
I do also like black coffee. Vampers. I will sometimes put a touch of milk in it just to cool it down, so I don't have to wait to drink it. But I don't use too many sweeteners anymore. I used to put a lot of sugar in it, and then I switched over to like the fake sweeteners, and then you learn those are terrible for you. Then I switched over to stevia. Now we're finding out that's terrible for you. So it's just like, you know what?
I see. I've always, well, I wouldn't say always, because I used to use sugar, and then one day when I ran out of sugar, I had honey, so I used honey, and since then I've used honey, because
I'm not a bad idea.
Because I've just always liked honey.
Honey is good.
Which and it gives you the it good amount of sweetness in it.
And you're getting natural sugar that's not been processed.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, if I learned anything from Red Dead Redemption 2, apparently sugar's flammable and you can blow up buildings with it. So And I was just watching the other night. I didn't even know there was a sequel. I just happened to come across it on Prime or something like that. The Equalizer movies, the remakes of the original TV show with Denzel Washington.
Yes.
He did something similar in the sequel, in that little sugar processing building. I mean, I know it's the dust that's flammable. But basically, slash a few sacks of sugar and grab a match and boom. Which I really enjoy those two movies. They were fantastic, by the way. But
they were great.
Again, I do need to address Vampirus again. Unsweetened iced tea is the only way to drink tea, in my opinion. At least iced tea, as far as that goes. I have different variances of hot teas that I like, and different ways I'll make it. I will use honey sometimes, brown sugar. Well, if you put honey, brown sugar, lemon juice, and a little orange tea, and add some bourbon, boom, you've got a hottie toddy. So, and actually, I wouldn't make one of those to get a buzz. Those are fantastic if you're sick or congested.
So using it like that, then it's definitely great for especially if you're using honey and cinnamon. Definitely great for your immune system. Definitely great for what else is it good for? For your immune system, if you're sick, hunger, digestion. Honey and cinnamon. Mixture of that's the way to go.
I can't do all the captains if we don't try and see what Michael Burnham's drink preference was. I can't seem to find anything that suggests that. But there is a drinking game in regard to Michael Burnham that you take a drink every time she starts whispering.
You'll be drunk before the episode ends. You'd have to go to the ER for alcohol poisoning. Oh my God.
Lauren Harberts once joked that Michael Burnham doesn't ingest fluids, but then speculated that her favorite drink was tea. Oh, Discovery, Where Art Thou? The episode of Discovery, Where Art Thou?
No,
Commander Rayner's favorite drink is Kelleran Citrus Mash.
No, Michael Burnham, she looks like she likes whiskey. Like a couple good shots of whiskey. Maybe a couple shots of tequila as well.
Fun fact, Captain Janeway loves coffee so much that she once ordered the crew to find some in an organic nebula.
I remember that.
I do remember that.
I remember that.
But every time I've seen Riker, even there's not a lot of preference or a lot of reference to what his favorite drink was. He was always kind of an ale guy. Any kind of beer or ale, that
Mm-hmm.
just seemed to be his thing,
Yeah.
And he looks like a beer guy. He's the guy that would get off work, go to his quarters, sit down, and be like, "Give me a big frothy beer. I'm done with today."
Right? Like he looks like he would be like a imported kind of guy. Like give me a what's a good one? Oh, what's a good one? We get a Heineken. We got a Heineken Dark. Yeah.
Right. I could see him as a Guinness drinker.
Oh, definitely a Guinness. Definitely a Guinness.
Well, we can't have this conversation without admitting the obvious. Worf's love of prune juice.
He loves his prune juice because keeps him regular. Keeps him regular.
Keeps him regular. I've had prune juice. I don't know that I would label it a warrior's drink, but
I don't know if I'd label it as a warrior's drink either, but
when I was a kid, though, I did used to make and drink blue raspberry Kool-Aid and pretend that it was Romeo and Ale. I mean, that's what they're drinking in the episodes. That's got to be what they're drinking. Kool-Aid.
Yeah. It's got to be Kool-Aid because there's not many drinks that will get, whatever certain color that you're looking for. I mean, outside of like orange juice, grapefruit juice, or something like that.
Wow, Sci-Fi has a whole article on this. Not just what they drink, but why they drink it. Like, listen to this.
Wow.
This makes total sense.
Okay.
Sweet tea is both a taste of home and emblematic of Captain Archer's lack of experience with other cultures.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes so much sense.
He is the least likely to reach for something that was not brewed on Earth. Again, Captain Kirk prefers drinks that would scandalize him and put him at odds with Federation rules. Earl Grey tea symbolizes Picard's sophistication.
Yeah.
Ractagino being so popular on Deep Space Nine makes sense because it's stronger than coffee, Earth coffee. They're always on edge. Everybody on that station's got an attitude problem, except for even O'Brien sometimes, except for maybe Dr. Bashir. Cisco got an attitude problem. Kira got an attitude problem. Worf got an attitude problem. O'Brien got an attitude problem. Odo got the biggest attitude problem. And they're always dealing with people with attitude problems like Gul Dukat.
Right.
The Dominion. Very strange. But then, obviously Captain Kirk really likes her coffee, and I know very few women that don't like a good cup of coffee.
So I'm just wondering, okay, right, whoever was serving on Voyager, let's say if it was real, it's what is serving on Voyager, and they're going to a nebula to try to get coffee. My first instinct is like, you there's no coffee in a nebula, right? Like, I mean, you got to grow it from the ground, right? Like, I mean,
right, in a very warm climate.
I mean, we got a hydroponics lab where you could grow coffee yourself. I mean, I don't understand.
Right. No, exactly. And most of the food would be replicated anyway, but I mean, like, what I thought was interesting is when, when all the talk of tariffs was coming and people were like, the ones that were against the tariffs are saying like, if that happens and we tariffs and, put tariffs on all these South American countries, you're not going to get your coffee. Or it's going to be super expensive. And some idiots, these people that don't understand tariffs or even basic botany, were like,
Right.
we can just grow our own in the United States. No, you can't.
No, it doesn't work like that.
It doesn't grow here.
Yeah.
We don't have the climate for it.
Right? I mean, it's not like, you could just go out in your backyard and just say, oh, I'm just planting a coffee tree. No, you can't. It doesn't work like that. I mean, if it did work like that, then everybody would have coffee growing out of the backyard. They'd have coffee beans galore. But
yeah, it would be everywhere, and those South American countries, which that's probably in many cases their number one export.
All right, and no chicory, no morning cup of chicory. No, thank you.
Oh my gosh, do I want to know what that is? I've never heard that word before.
That's the coffee where it is pooped out from monkeys. They clean the beans, grind them up, and yeah, it's monkey poo coffee.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say no, thank you.
And it is also the most expensive coffee in the world.
Of course, is because it sounds like it's the nastiest. Why wouldn't it be the most expensive?
And apparently, it is also the most delicious. Although I would never know, and I will never find out. And that is that. So, no thank you. No thank you for me. No thank you for me.
Yeah, Hindustan Times, the world's most expensive coffee made from the poop of monkeys.
Mm-hmm.
Monkey poop, the alternative medicine.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Anyway, Starfleet or Star Trek character drink preferences today. It just kind of happened that way. We didn't mean to. That's how it happened. And now we're talking about monkey poop coffee.
Right. And
yeah.
I wonder. All right. I wonder for like other captains, for like Philippa Georgiou. Well, not the Mirror Universe one, but the other one. I wonder what her favorite drink of choice is. So
Let's find out.
I'm thinking maybe hers would be a tea as well, but not just like not just like just regular schmegular, Lipton's iced tea or some kind of shit like that. You know what I mean?
No. Well, I don't know that we'll.
I will say Captain Lorca. Lorca seems like he is a bourbon man. Either that or Jägermeister.
Oh, well, let's not forget that Picard is a big fan of red wine too, as his family.
Oh yes,
their own.
The vineyard.
Vineyard.
Has their own little vineyard.
And he's knowledgeable enough in those wines to guess what vintage it is within at least a year or two
Right?
of just having a drink of it and going, oh, that's the 27. And the one episode, his brother's like, 25. But whatever. Off by a year or two. And when Scotty goes to 10 forward in the episode Relics, it says, I'm tired of the synthahol stuff. Give me something good. And Data gives it to him, and he's like, what is this? It is green. It is green.
It is green. Oh, Data, yes.
I think that was a throwback to something that Scotty actually said. Yeah, it wasn't. And let this be your last battlefield. Scotty's trying to get one of the aliens drunk, and the guy's like, "What is it?" The alien's like, "What is this?" And Scotty's like, "It's green." So that was a throwback. But I know at least in the TNG episode Relics, it was Aldebaran whiskey, because Picard lets us know in the holodeck.
Yeah, and see,
Bridge of the original Enterprise.
and Scotty seems like he's a whiskey guy.
Scotch. He's always Scotch.
Well,
He said that multiple times in different episodes throughout time. So, but yeah, he's from Scotland, of course.
of course. I kind of wonder what. I wonder what Commodore Decker's favorite drink is.
Yeah, I don't know that we have any canon
See,
references to that. He seems like a whiskey guy. I mean, straight Kentucky.
no. Well,
Kentucky
probably.
rye. He's a Jack Daniels dude.
I was about to say he seems like either a liqueur kind of guy or just a straight up Steel Reserve or a PBR type of drinker. Like he likes like Commodore Decker looks like he likes a really good Bud Light.
Really good, but is that an oxymoron? Really good, but I mean, there's really good beer, and then there's Bud Light. In fact, the last time I think I had a Bud Light was after the whole boycott thing a couple years back.
No, he looks like he likes Natty Light. He looks like he likes Natty Light.
He might even be cheaper than that. Like, just get some Black Label or some Colt 45.
It may be a Colt 45 drinker.
Give me your cheapest malt liquor.
What's the cheapest one you got? Here's a Mad Dog 2020.
Oh, God. I'll never want to hear that name again, but I have to know who's our White Claw drinker.
Oh gosh, that's a good one. Let's see who would be the White Claw drinker. I'm not even gonna say that.
That's a vodka soda drink, right?
Maybe Pike. Because Pike seems like he'd be a vodka drinker.
Yeah. I think in the few episodes I've seen him drink, it's always been Saurian brandy. Because he does offer Spock some once.
Saurian brandy, yeah.
Strange, yeah, Saurian brandy is the drink that you've seen drinking most often.
Let's see.
What about other sci-fi franchises? Like we
Like,
know
yeah.
that Luke prefers blue milk.
Right.
Luke Skywalker's big on the blue milk.
He loves the blue milk. What about Admiral Adama? What do you think Admiral Adama would drink?
Oh, it's some kind of whiskey or bourbon because he's always drinking it. I mean, it's a brown liquor.
So, yeah, we'll go to have to go under that assumption. Then, yeah. Wait, who do you think? Who do you think would be a Jägermeister drinker?
Oh, Jägermeister. That if anybody, it would have to be Cara Thrace, and that's just because she could drink anything. Although I would definitely say she
Okay.
would like something stronger. Definitely a strong. Saul Ty will drink anything you give him, but I definitely give him a homemade still and some moonshine.
Yeah, he Saul looks like a moonshine drinker. Definitely looks like a moonshine drinker.
Dr. Baltar is either going to be like a white wine or some kind of like vodka cocktail, like or gin and tonic, vodka tonic. Those high end kind of like drinks that don't really taste good, but people just drink it because they think it makes them look smart or sophisticated. Like I'm never ordering a gin and tonic or a vodka.
No.
I mean, at least Jack Daniels tastes like a dirty grill. At least it's got flavor.
I think he seems more like a slow gin fizz type of guy.
Gin fizz. And if it comes in a can, it's going to be a seltzer, an alcoholic seltzer.
Right?
All of those things are so gross. Yeah, I've never fully understood it, but some people, they have to make drinks for people that don't like drinking, otherwise they can't sell.
Yeah, that's true.
Sell more. But there is definitely, I mean, now that since we're on the subject, there is a big time drinking problem on Galactica, and that brings us back to a comment that Vampires made earlier in our chat. How is there so much alcohol in space?
Right? Like I don't understand it.
I know.
I
know they have technologies and stuff like that, but I mean, like you saw the still that they made in Battlestar Galactica. It took up half a room.
Oh, they found it in a nebula. I guess I'm not sure.
They found it
in a nebula.
Hey, sir, we've detected an organic nebula. Go get me some vodka.
So that nebula got booze in it.
But yeah, definitely blue milk vampires. We did mention that. I think that's probably the only drink I've ever seen in Star Wars is blue milk, unless. But what did Obi-Wan order in the bar when they were chasing the shapeshifter, the bounty hunter?
Oh gosh, I'm not even sure we even saw what color it was. I'm not sure if it was blue milk or not.
Jawa juice.
Jawa juice. Was it
Jawa juice?
I don't even know if I want to know what Jawa juice is.
Now I remember him saying it, and I think until today, I always thought he said Java juice, which I just sort of thought, okay, is that just a fancy way of asking for coffee in Star Wars?
Or, yeah, maybe.
Now it's Jawa juice. Does that mean I presume? I hope that means the Jawas make it, and it's not squeezed from fresh Jawas.
Right. Like, I mean, I hope.
Not like monkey poop coffee.
Right. I mean, I hope it's called Jawa juice because, Jawas came up with the recipe. Not because it was like, milked from a Jawa or comes from Jawa poop or, I don't know about that. I'm not sure. I'd have to know what's in it first.
Yeah.
Oh gosh! And now, what the hell? What the?
Did we get booted off?
It said due to inactivity.
Inactivity.
Inactivity? The hell? That is so odd. Okay, let's going back online again. That is highly inconvenient.
It's very inconvenient. I mean, like, come on, TikTok. Inactivity. We're talking to a camera. What more activity do you need?
I don't. What the hell, man? What the hell? TikTok, you're killing us. You're killing us, TikTok.
We're just trying to get our show out there so people can see it.
See, we're just two nerds talking about booze in space.
In space.
We're talking about booze in space. And what? I think I got some doggy drama going on right now.
Doggy drama.
What, is this what we're doing? This was hot in the streets? Really? You wanna come here? Come here.
That's why we're unscripted.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I got a little bit of doggy drama. Let me go get the dog. Let me get the doggy squared away real quick.
Take care of your doggy drama while we deal with the other drama, like we were saying. We got booted off of our TikTok live, not for anything egregious, but for inactivity, because apparently talking to a camera is not enough activity for a live on TikTok. And we are really struggling just to get our audience. I mean, like, we can't get on the Ghost Claw Productions website or on the streaming channel over on YouTube for some reason, which has 12,000 subscribers and gives us. We usually have great chats with the people watching in that YouTube chat every week, and we can't seem to connect to it the last few weeks. So, I mean, anybody watching, if you want to follow our YouTube channel at Rules of Nerdquisition, we are streaming there. You know.
So we stream there?
People have access to it. Yeah, we're streaming there.
So we stream there. Rules of Nerdquisition. Look us up on YouTube. YouTube.com/
boost something.
/
When TikTok goes away, we're going to be heavily reliant on both the radio station that we broadcast on and also our YouTube channels.
So
we don't have a whole lot of other options. I am considering looking at the potential for broadcasting live on Substack. They do have live broadcasts, and Substack is picking up steam right now. And I don't think it's gonna, like, be
because Ginge has been talking about Substack for a while.
I'm subscribed to her. She is very active over there. So, and I'm just looking at it. I mean, I know that, like, when the TikTok ban was coming around, everybody was like, go to RedTube. That fad lasted about 4 days.
Yeah. I mean,
everybody joined and now nobody's on it. But Substack has been gaining steam for the last year or so. Because I've been watching it, I mean, and I've got a channel. I'm going to rename it just because I'm trying to be under the radar in today's environment, which, oh gosh, I didn't do that with my name today. But anyway, we're trying to be under the radar, but also broadcast our stuff out to people who might see it. That's why we're excited to go to Comic-Con, so we can get our name out there and get some.
Right? No. Get a name out there. Get some people to, like, share, and subscribe.
Like, share, subscribe, watch us on our other channels, stuff like that. Even just getting us the subscribers on YouTube helps us.
Yeah.
Getting the subscriber count up, so we can perhaps monetize one day. We do have a Patreon, by the way.
So Patreon is set up.
Patreon is set up.
So now,
have any tiers yet? Do we?
Not yet. But what I'm thinking is this: probably start at like a $3 tier, and we'll give you access to, say, like behind the scenes conversations that we have. It'll be.
We can do some special peer version only videos.
Right. Yeah. So, and it'll be just us. Not. Still keeping it family friendly, but we
a little more freedom to not.
Yeah. a little more freedom
We
to kind of express ourselves with. It'll be around 18, 13 plus 18 ish around that area with our language. So, because again, we'll not going to be airing it on GCPR. So,
Right. And for those of you that don't know, I am an artist of multiple mediums. I draw, I paint, I do pen and ink, I do stuff like that. I'm thinking of maybe a higher level tier than which we would do special request videos, and then you can get a one-of-a-kind custom drawing from me in the mail.
You can do that, yeah.
Your choice, something nerd. It's gonna stick within the theme. It's got to be nerdy. It could be from any character or ship, from any sci-fi series that we talk about, cartoon series, anime character. Not so great at anime, but I can get anything done, so I won't disappoint. I promise there. So we're gonna arrange that maybe this week and get some more details out there.
Yeah, and not only that, I mean, you can sell your artwork on it as well. So let's just say randomly,
I am moving away from Etsy. I don't like their policies, so I'm taking my shop down on there.
Yeah, Etsy is. Etsy, it's fine when it works, but the thing is it's such a tight line, tight rope to walk that sometimes it's just easier to kind of branch out on your own and do something else than dealing with Etsy.
Right. Yeah, and someone like me who does custom pieces mostly, Etsy works great if you're one of those print-on-demand people and you're pumping out bumper stickers and T-shirts and stickers and stuff. That's great. Magnets for your refrigerator. But when you're doing custom paintings like I'm doing, I'm paying seller fees monthly, and I'll get a commission every couple of months. So why am I paying seller fees on the months I'm not getting any work? And I only get work when I promote my site, and I'm one of those people that's very self-conscious about self-promotion. I always feel guilty when I do it, so I don't do it very often.
Yeah, no, I get it because I'm same way.
Thank you, Vampirus.
I'm same way.
Supporting us on YouTube. Thank you.
Appreciate you, Vampirus. But
well, we'll do that, and we'll come up with some other things. I mean, like I said, we want to get out there. We've got guests coming. We're still working on getting Chris Hunter back with Mark Myers again.
So yeah, just waiting on Mark to start feeling better because he's been sick. But
the flu season is terrible right now.
And so for anybody that has that missed Model Citizen, that we had a conversation with Mark Myers, and Mark Myers, he's a prop maker, a model builder, and a prop maker, and most of his stuff is Star Trek based.
Yeah, and you can see his work at the Third Models on both Facebook and YouTube. So the Third Models, he does some fantastic stuff from various sci-fis.
Excellent work.
Don't ask him to make you a refit.
Not a Constitution refit for the Enterprise.
Right.
Don't ask him that because he's done it so many times. He's tired of doing it.
And then also Chris Hunter, the son of Jeffrey Hunter, who played the original Captain Pike in the original Star Trek pilot, The Cage. We've had him on the show last season. He'll be back because him and Mark are friends, and Chris is also a model builder.
Yes, and
we're going to get both of them on the show. That'd be great.
Yeah, absolutely. And another fun fact about Chris Hunter, he has a really sweet guitar collection. A really sweet guitar collection. So, just putting that out there.
I don't know how much charm I have. Don't think for 1 second when I lean up on that table and say, "Thank you very much, Mr. Frakes, for your autograph today. By the way, In case you're bored, even for 20 minutes, and you got Zoom on your phone, man. Don't think I'm not going to try. This is your mission. Should you choose to accept it? I have accepted. It is a challenge. That challenge has been accepted.
That's it.
See what we can do.
Challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted. So, yeah, and I've been, because I was sick this week, I wasn't on Model Citizen last week. My kiddo had a concert. I don't know yet. I think there may be another one next Saturday too, but I'm checking on that. I don't know the time of it, but I am building my own Constitution refit model, and I've been doing it on the show Model Citizen, and I do plan to finish it. My regular life would stop getting in the way, and I could do what I want to do. Like, why can't I do what I want to do? Why? I just want to do whatever I want.
Damn adulting. There's such too many responsibilities. Just damn adulting.
But I mean, even getting like Joseph on last week from another fracking podcast, it's great to get another nerd on here that has such a vast knowledge of Star Trek.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And just a love of just Star Trek and sci-fi in general as well, yeah.
Yeah, and to be able to talk to him about that, like me, yeah, we kind of briefly touched on Metamorphosis, which was the episode of the week, but again, you have to come in with a grain of salt. Today, like, we got through a full breakdown, expose, commentary, and opinion on the journey to Babel. Last week was like, yeah, Metamorphosis. Zephram Cochrane lands on a planet. Kirk and crew find him. There's this glowy person. This woman dies. The glowy thing becomes the woman, and they leave. And then we talked about random Star Trek stuff for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
That happens sometimes.
So it does, because we get on board the ADHD train and let it ride.
That's right. It should be. Yeah. The rules of ADHD.
Right.
Because, yeah,
but you know what? What we probably should do. You know what we probably should do. So this way we can definitely get Jonathan Frakes on the show. Go live, and then just force him to be on camera and say, "Hey, I'm here with Jonathan Frakes." Who would get tossed out of Comic-Con?
Yeah, somebody's gonna. If anybody's like, "Hey, I saw Gretchen and Gilbert at Comic-Con," they were getting thrown out the back door on their ass,
but I saw him.
I may be rolling over in a puddle in an alley next to a dumpster, but I'm gonna pop back up and be like,
"Sip,
I got it."
Sip, hop up. Sip, all right. You know what? Worth it.
Worth it. No, I will be nice and charming. I will not. I mean, not to say we won't go live from Comic-Con. I've seen lots of people do that from various Comic-Cons. You know, maybe pop on there for 30 minutes or so, show you guys around. But hey, wouldn't it be better if you bought a ticket and came down and see us instead?
Right. Like, I mean, see us, experience us.
I've got my outfit picked out. Right.
Zio got, man, damn it, Zio.
That would be awesome.
No, Zio, all right. So, I want to say it was like 2-3 weeks ago, something like that, where it was on Superplex Party. And Thomas and I were talking about AEW. And Zio let us know this fun fact about one of the wrestlers there that we did not know, is that one wrestler named Wheeler Yuta plays the steel drums. We had no idea. It blew our minds. We could not get our minds wrapped around it, even after hearing him play, which he is a quite excellent player, I might add. It was still one of those, I cannot wrap my head around it. And I'm seeing This dude plays steel drums. So thank you, Zio. I appreciate you bringing the steel drums for me.
I'm still trying to consume the concept of what you have to tell me his name again. Who's the little person? The one, the pimp. What was the name of them again?
Hornswoggle.
Was it Horn? I don't. That doesn't sound like it was it though.
Hornswoggle was the little person that was there. The one that was a pimp. His name was the Godfather.
I'll have to go back and look in our Villains View chat. The name was much more ridiculous than that. You sent. I looked it up even, and I was like, "What?"
Knee-high Superfly.
Thank you. Yes, knee-high Superfly.
That was knee-high Superfly. Now, knee-high Superfly is he's a wrestler. He's a little person wrestler that has he dresses like a pimp. Like a Cat Williams, like Cat Williams pimp, with a very very large oversized suit.
Very large oversized suit, yes. Clothes that are too big for him, obviously. And obviously it's part of the gag. I mean, I applaud anybody in a situation like that can make fun of their own, of themselves. When it comes to comedy and stuff like that, you can always turn inward. It's usually when people like Chappelle were telling you not to punch down, but
right.
Won't get into that too much. But rumor has it that Thomas the Villain will also be at Comic-Con in South Carolina. So
it is rumored.
You don't want to.
It's not confirmed yet.
You don't want to see us. You can see him.
I mean, just saying.
Around him, but we're all part of the same crew here. But hey,
yeah,
something to keep in mind.
Come down and say hi.
Come down and say hi. Help support the show. On that note, as we close out this show, there is no Villains View tonight, correct?
There is not. Because of
the Goose Steppers.
Yes. Because them right there.
Thank you, Zio.
I appreciate that, Zio. Even though I know you lying, I appreciate it.
All right. Well, as always, next week again, we're talking Friday's Child from Star Trek: The Original Series, Season 2. You can check us out on the Rules of Nerdquisition on YouTube channel. Please subscribe, follow, check us out there. Again, GCPR is not liking us lately and not letting us utilize that giant following there. We will broadcast live on TikTok until the government buys it, and then I'm out. My account's gone. If he sticks around, that's on him. But I'm canceling, deleting my account.
Oh, look, it'll be. You stop. After that happens, my whole channel will just be ads for Rules on Nerdquisition and Superplex Party. That's it. It'll just be straight up.
Use it only that. Use it for our own personal monetary gain. After that, we'll just we'll keep you informed on the Substack and also the Patreon going forward. With that, I'll leave it to my trusty friend and co-host to close us out and get us out of here.
All right, so great episode. Had a lot of fun. Again, everybody, find us on YouTube, youtube.com/The Rules of Nerdquisition. That way, you can follow us, support us, like, share, subscribe, do all the things. We love you all. Come and see us. Come and see us live, April 5th and 6th. Greenville, South Carolina. We're going to the Comic-Con. Say hi to us. We'll be there.
Holler.
Come holler. I mean, not loud, don't yell at us. Just say hello. Be friendly. we're old, so our hearts aren't that good. So don't yell. So
I might yell back, just spur of the moment. You don't know what I'm.
yeah,
I'm unpredictable.
yeah, she's nuts.
I might curl up in a ball. I might yell. I might start doing jumping jacks.
She may end up just Superman punching you. You don't know. It could happen. But anyways, keep your triples spayed and neutered. Everybody, take care. Live long and prosper.
Recording stopped.
We're